Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Leadnap Gaming. Today we're going to talk about the Ballista and ask the important question, should you buy one? What I like about it? Well, it looks amazing. The exterior looks like an Avenger and a Dana got together and had a baby. And it's possible a 270 got involved in there too, and as a former 270 crewman, I love it. It gets a touch of modern edge too, to the exterior styling, which I really like. Inside, there's no doubt this is an Anvil. The company's look is locked down, and it's surprisingly spacious inside for what it is. The money seat is of course the gunner's seat, complete with an automatic MFD that comes out and lets you make adjustments. Of note, the power switch here is for the missile turret and not the vehicle, so you won't shut everything off when you power down. The driver controls the other turret, which is nice because if you have a two-man crew, the driver should have something to do as well. You can also drive the vehicle from the remote turret view, which can be handy when you're the driver. Weapons rack for each of you, and eventually perhaps some component access? The driver's station has enough MFDs that you really feel like you're commanding something that does shut down the air over a front. The driver's window is a little odd because you can't see a whole lot of ground, and problematically the glare on the front can get so bad you can't see anything. You do, however, get amazing view of the sky, which would be fine, except if you're scanning for targets, you're probably in the remote turret view instead, because it has much better firing arcs and views. In reality, such a window would just be a massive glinting, "Here I am" to your prey. What do I not like? Well, for starters, and this is nitpicking, the massive handle that says "Don't touch me." Hopefully this would deploy the outriggers, which are also just there for looks. The gunner station has all the MFDs it needs, but unlike the driver, you kind of feel like you're in the corner of a turret on a hammerhead. Not the guy who alone controls 2,000 meters of airspace. That's the other thing. Only 2,000 meters? Today's surface-to-air missiles get more like 20 miles. What the hell happened to the future? This thing's supposed to be a beast. Also, the damage state lights are how the always lights should look. And if you ask me, if you could deploy the outriggers, maybe then the lights would change to the all red. That would look pretty smart. Also, limiting the driver to the minigun turret means that during movement, one crewman sits on his thumbs while the other fights and drives. No controls in the remote turret states, and the selection of missiles is pretty critical to the gunner. Currently, to select which missile, you have to stow the turret, adjust, then re-enter and aim the missiles. All critical data that you currently get in the HUD of your helmet, so why not operating a massive weapons system? How does it drive? Well, that's another up spot. As someone who spent their 20s driving 8x8 tactical trucks, this feels just right. Maybe a little too snappy on the turns, though. However, it does struggle on modest technical terrain, which, to quote myself to a Katyusha once, "Dude, it's an 8x8, we can't get stuck." So, should you buy one? No. I love this thing. I love how it looks, what it's intended to do, even what it's armed with. But here's the problem. It just isn't practical. To begin with, it's big, so you have to be delivered to the battlefield in something other than the most common dropships, though it might fit in a Valkyrie. Damn near requires a crew of 2 to really function, which would again all be fine if this were a weapon that could really shut down airspace. The limited range means you can't hide away from the objective you're defending, and this will always die in a head-on fight with anything that can fly. The biggest reason, however, is logistical. You have 10 missiles. If you're lucky, you'll average 2 per target, meaning you can kill 5 ships before you become absolutely useless. There is currently no way to reload your weapons once empty, and in the future, when that mechanic is in-game, you'll need a very large ship to deliver those missiles, so only large orgs are going to run the logistical needs for their use, and if you could do that, you could more efficiently just use air power to deny the terrain to the enemy. Lastly, it is way too expensive for what it is and what it does. In conclusion, it's magnificent. The idea is literally fire, but it is pointless and useless. Makes a great hangar queen, might have been great fun to troll JT with if this was 3.4, but today you're better off spending that money elsewhere, even if you had the real money to burn. At 404k in game, it's not a bad collector's item though. As always, let's discuss it below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time.